Did you know that just a small change in your daily meals can save your life? No need for extreme diets, no need for endurance-demanding workout plans. All it takes is a bit of smarter choices when it comes to our food, and the risk of stroke, the silent killer, can be significantly reduced. For a long time, stroke has been considered one of the leading causes of death and disability worldwide. These strokes come suddenly like a storm, without warning, leaving severe physical and mental consequences for the patient and their family. We often think of stroke as something caused by fate or age, but in reality, it's our daily diet that silently shapes that risk. So here's the question. Is it possible to actively protect ourselves just by changing what we eat every day? The answer is absolutely. Imagine this. Every meal you eat is not just to satisfy your hunger, but also a medicine or a poison gradually accumulating in your body. If you know how, what you eat can become your loyal soldier, silently fighting to protect your cardiovascular system, keeping your blood vessels clear, and fighting against those deadly plaques. It only takes small changes. A banana instead of a packet of salty snacks. A bowl of oatmeal instead of instant noodles for breakfast. A little olive oil drizzled over your salad instead of a spoonful of fatty mayonnaise. You don't need to give up all the foods you love. You just need to choose the smarter version for your body. To make it easier for you to understand, let me share a true story. Mr. Min, 45 years old, is a sales director who works in a high-pressure environment. One day, he suddenly experienced a transient ischemic attack, the first warning before the real stroke struck. After that, his doctor didn't require him to follow a strict diet or extreme exercise. It was simple: reduce salt by seasoning more lightly, eat more potassium-rich fruits, switch from regular cooking oil to olive oil, add oatmeal to his breakfast, eat more fresh vegetables daily. 6 months later, his blood pressure stabilized, his cholesterol levels dropped, and most importantly, he was no longer at high risk for stroke. His health recovered, and his spirits lifted. All of this started from very small changes that anyone can make. You see, sometimes to save ourselves, we don't need to take giant steps. We only need to take small but steady steps, one meal, one choice at a time. And if you're wondering where to start to reduce your stroke risk through diet, don't take your eyes off this video. I will share with you 3 silent warriors in our diet. Simple ingredients that hold extraordinary power in protecting your blood vessels and your heart. Now, let's embark on this exciting journey. Discovering how to eat for better health, eat to fend off stroke, and eat to love yourself more every day. If you've ever heard someone say, eating salty food is the shortest path to a stroke, then it's definitely not just an empty warning. Salt, that seemingly harmless seasoning, is actually one of the silent culprits that increases blood pressure, damages blood vessel walls, and brings you closer to the risk of a stroke. But don't worry too much. The good news is, our body has a very powerful ally: potassium, a mineral known as the natural antidote for salt. So, how does potassium work? When you consume too much salt, sodium, the sodium levels in your blood rise, causing your body to retain more water to dilute it, which increases blood volume and, consequently, raises blood pressure. Meanwhile, potassium has the ability to help your body excrete excess sodium through urine, while also relaxing blood vessel walls, thereby naturally lowering blood pressure. In simple terms, potassium is the natural counterbalance, the safety brake, when you accidentally consume too much salt. But is simply adding potassium enough? According to Professor Jose M. Ordovas from Tufts University, increasing potassium doesn't mean you can indulge in salty foods all you want. It only supports the adjustment process, especially helpful during the phase when you're trying to reduce salt in your diet. Changing your taste and cutting down on salt isn't something that happens overnight, and potassium is the companion on that journey. So, which potassium-rich foods should you include in your diet every day? Fortunately, nature has provided us with many great options. Fruits: bananas, avocados, oranges, melons, kiwis. Vegetables: spinach, sweet potatoes, beets, pumpkins. Other foods: milk, yogurt, white beans, salmon. A simple breakfast with a banana and a glass of milk, or a lunch with some roasted sweet potatoes, can already provide you with a good amount of potassium. True story. Ms. Tao, a 38-year-old office worker, used to have a flavorful eating habit. Stews, fried foods, and dips all had to be really salty to taste good. As a result, after a routine health check, she found out she had pre-hypertension, an early warning sign of stroke risk. Instead of jumping into strict diets, she made small changes. Reduced salt in her cooking. Always ate a banana every morning. Ate more vegetables at every meal. Switched salty snacks for unsalted nuts. After just 4 months, her blood pressure stabilized, her skin became healthier, and most importantly, she felt much lighter and healthier. The lesson learned. Sometimes, you don't have to completely give up the foods you love. You just need to add things that benefit your body, like potassium, to build a natural shield against health risks. So, don't wait for the doctor to warn you before you start making changes. Start today with the smallest actions. Add a banana to your bag, toss some spinach into your dinner, or add a glass of milk to your breakfast. And remember, every meal is an opportunity to protect your own life. Next, I'll reveal another secret to help you fight against high cholesterol, one of the leading causes of blocked arteries that lead to stroke. Don't miss it. Fat. Just hearing the word can make many people wary, especially those concerned about cardiovascular health and the risk of a stroke. But the interesting truth is, not all fats are bad. In fact, if you know how to choose the right kind of fat, they can not only be harmless but also become silent heroes, helping you fight against high cholesterol, one of the top culprits causing clogged arteries and stroke. So, why is high cholesterol so dangerous? High cholesterol, or hyperlipidemia, is when there's too much bad cholesterol, LDL, and triglycerides circulating in the blood. These substances stick to the walls of your arteries, creating plaques that narrow the arteries and make blood flow more difficult. Even worse, these plaques can rupture, forming blood clots, and if the clot travels to the brain, a stroke can occur. What's the good news? We can intervene right from our daily meals by choosing the right kind of fat. These fat friends are ones you should welcome into your diet. Monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, the superheroes that help increase good cholesterol, HDL, while cleaning out the bad cholesterol, LDL. You can find them in extra virgin olive oil. Just 1 tablespoon of olive oil each day can work wonders for your heart. Nuts, almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds. They not only provide healthy fats but are also rich in fiber and antioxidants. Avocados. A small avocado each day can effectively reduce blood fat levels. Fish oil, omega-3 in salmon and mackerel helps lower triglycerides, a type of fat that's extremely dangerous. Healthy vegetable oils, sesame oil, sunflower oil, and canola oil are also good options, but be sure to choose cold-pressed varieties and use them in moderation. Fats to limit. Saturated fats, found in animal fats, butter, and full-fat dairy products. Trans fats, found in fast food, industrial baked goods, and packaged snacks. These are the real silent killers that should be removed from your diet as soon as possible. True story. Mr. Dung, a 45-year-old businessman, had a busy lifestyle that led him to frequently eat fried foods and fast food. After a health checkup, he was shocked to discover that he had high cholesterol and a 3 times higher risk of heart disease than the average person. Refusing to give up, Mr. Dung decided to make changes. He switched from frying to steaming, boiling, and grilling. He replaced regular cooking oil with olive oil. He ate salmon twice a week instead of red meat. He added avocados and nuts to his daily snacks. 6 months later, his cholesterol levels were back to a safe range without medication, and his body felt healthier, with a sharper mind. The lesson learned. Cardiovascular health and the risk of stroke are not just about genetics or age. They're in the small decisions we make every day. Choosing the right fats is like choosing to walk on a smooth path rather than stepping on a minefield of risks. You don't need to completely eliminate fat from your life. You just need to be smarter and more refined in your choices, and your body will thank you every day. Don't forget, a tablespoon of olive oil, a handful of nutritious nuts, a serving of grilled salmon. These small actions are your shield protecting your heart and brain from the lurking risk of stroke. Next, we'll explore another silent warrior. Fiber, an incredibly powerful weapon in your journey to protect your blood vessel health. In the journey to reduce the risk of stroke, there's a silent hero that many people often overlook: fiber. Not loud, not flashy, fiber quietly performs an extremely important task: protecting the vessel walls, reducing cholesterol, stabilizing blood sugar levels, and pushing back the risk factors that lead to a stroke. What is fiber and why is it so important? Fiber is an indigestible component found in plant-based foods. It works like a broom, cleaning the intestines, reducing the absorption of bad cholesterol, and preventing artery hardening. According to many large studies, a high-fiber diet can reduce the risk of heart disease by 15 to 30%, significantly lower bad cholesterol, LDL, levels, stabilize blood pressure and control weight, two key factors in stroke prevention. There are two types of fiber to remember. Soluble fiber dissolves in water, forming a gel that helps reduce cholesterol and stabilize blood sugar levels. It's found in oatmeal, apples, oranges, carrots, and beans. Insoluble fiber boosts bowel movements, prevents constipation, and eliminates toxins. It's found in whole grains, leafy greens, and nuts. A balanced diet with both types of fiber creates a strong, defensive wall for your blood vessels. Simple tips to increase fiber every day. Start your day with a fiber-rich breakfast. A bowl of oatmeal with ripe bananas, sprinkled with chia seeds or flax seeds. Or a refreshing green vegetable smoothie full of fiber. Include vegetables in every meal. A plate of steamed vegetables, fresh salad, or vegetable soup should always be on the table. Diversify colors: green, red, orange, purple. The more colors, the more types of fiber and antioxidants you get. Replace refined grains with whole grains. Eat brown rice instead of white rice a few times a week. Whole grain bread instead of white bread. Eat fresh fruit instead of juice. An apple eaten with the skin provides 5 times more fiber than a glass of apple juice. A little story. Ms. Lon, 52 years old, had high blood pressure and mild high cholesterol. She didn't like vegetables, always left salad off her meals, and preferred white rice and meat. After a dizzy spell that almost caused her to faint, the doctor warned her of a looming stroke risk. She decided to make a change. Added 2 plates of vegetables to each meal. Switched from white rice to brown rice 3 times a week. Ate an apple or a handful of nuts in the afternoon instead of sweet cakes. 6 months later, her blood pressure stabilized, and her cholesterol levels dropped without needing any medication. She shared, "Just small changes, but I can feel my health improving every day. I sleep better, and my mind feels lighter." The lesson learned. Fiber is not just part of a healthy meal. It's the silent shield that protects your heart and brain. You don't need to follow a strict diet or extreme eating plans. Just add a little more vegetables to each meal. Eat an apple every day. Swap white grains for whole grains. These small steps will add up to a big result, a significant reduction in stroke risk. When it comes to stroke prevention, one extremely important factor that we cannot overlook is reducing salt in our daily diet. Why salt? Sodium in salt increases blood pressure, and high blood pressure is one of the main causes of stroke. When high blood pressure persists, the arteries can be damaged, leading to the formation of plaques and an increased risk of blood clots. Once a blood clot reaches the brain, it can cause a stroke. How to reduce salt while still maintaining flavor in your meals? Avoid processed foods. Processed foods often contain very high levels of salt. Items like deli meats, fast food, and snacks can easily increase your salt intake without you even realizing it. Use natural seasonings instead of salt. You can replace salt with natural seasonings like garlic, onions, pepper, basil, and lemon to make your dishes more flavorful without harming your blood pressure. Choose fresh foods. Fresh foods typically contain much less salt compared to processed foods. When you cook at home, you can control the amount of salt you use. A story about salt and blood pressure. Mr. Min, 40 years old, had a busy work schedule that led him to frequently eat fast food and processed meals. He didn't realize that his habit of eating salty foods had contributed to raising his blood pressure. One day, he had a health checkup, and the doctor warned him that his blood pressure was high, and his stroke risk was at a dangerous level. He decided to make a change. Cut down on fast food and replaced salt with natural seasonings. After 3 months, his blood pressure stabilized, and he felt much healthier. The lesson from Mr. Min's story. Reducing salt doesn't mean you have to give up your favorite foods or completely change your diet. Just making small changes to your eating habits can help protect your heart health and minimize stroke risk. Smart eating. Protecting your health through small daily choices. Dietary choices can make a big difference in protecting your heart and brain. So, what do we need to do? Add potassium. Potassium helps balance the effects of sodium in salt and supports lowering blood pressure. Add potassium-rich foods like bananas, avocados, and vegetables to your daily meals. Choose healthy fats. Instead of using unhealthy saturated fats, opt for healthy fats like olive oil, fish oil, and nuts. These provide good cholesterol, HDL, helping to reduce the risk of plaque buildup in arteries. Increase fiber. Fiber helps lower bad cholesterol and supports digestion. Eat more vegetables, fruits, and whole grains to ensure you're getting enough fiber. Reduce salt. By reducing the amount of salt in your diet, you help lower the risk of high blood pressure and cardiovascular problems, which in turn reduces the risk of stroke. These changes don't need to happen overnight, but starting with small steps each day will help you protect your health for the long term. Are you ready to make a change? Just one small step each day. You can change your diet to reduce your stroke risk and protect your heart health. Start today. Eat an extra banana every morning. Try replacing your regular cooking oil with olive oil. Switch from white rice to brown rice. Cut back on fast food and use natural seasonings instead of salt. Don't wait until you notice health issues. Take action today, starting with your meals, to protect your heart and brain for a healthy future. Wishing you a healthy and vibrant eating journey.